Alright, Chapter 3, Elements of the ECI-D-AMD with the dual fuel conversion. EMD 650-45 stroke engine that has 8 to 27 levels of 45 degree construction with turbo changer pressure for the air supply with direct diesel fuel injection. Has exhaust valve with each cylinder valve will receive the combustion air through the ports of cylinder liner with the converted with the dual fuel operation. Natural gas is emitted into the cylinder with the gas inlet valve with the direct across the combustion chamber figure 3.2. With the natural gas is composed principally of the methane CH4 with smaller quantities for the other than hydrocarbon, carbon dioxide, water, other spit for the combustion. With a typical pipeline, natural gas refined, given in Table 3.1. Non-methane hydrocarbons often referred to with heavy ends with multiple carbon atoms with multiplies molecules provide both increased molecular weight with additional combustion engine because with a greater number of the atomic bonds present in. Given the volume gap they have the engine contribute with more energy BTUs per volume of gas and with the does of the pure methane does not necessarily provide better engine operation. Natural gas for the combustion methane heavy ends with a heat content greater than 1100 BTU per standard cubic foot is now as hot gas can lead to the destructive engine knocking. Methane is a high-octane 130 fuel exhibits with excellent anti-knock characteristics for the spark and ignited engines. However, the fuel character for the good for spark ignition engine with the often undesirable compression ignition engine later require the higher compression ratio of the heat area cylinder to point with the fuel with the spontaneously ignite upon the ignition natural gas with the fuel compression ratio enabling with the natural gas spontaneous ignition significantly greater than required for the diesel fuel would be higher to maintain reliable engine operation performance. Therefore, the other approach to ignite with the natural gas air changers charge may be used. Dual fuel characteristics 3.2 with a solution appointed with the ECI with ignition pre-mixture mixed gas air mixture air cylinder. Use a small amount of diesel fuel pilot charge will initiate with the combustion admitted with the cylinder bottom of the piston stroke with the natural gas injected with a low cylinder pressure piston raises to the top combustion stroke. Gas air charges to the adiabatically heated diesel pilot fuel is injected with the diesel fuel low with the ignition temperature. Ignition sets the motion flame front for the gas air mixture with the combustion chamber temperatures. Pressure increase with the combustion front with the proceeds from the point diesel injection pressures become greater. The ambition can be triggered by with the unburned air gas mixture flame front severe auto ignition become the destructive like aggregated hot gas or even to counteract his potential problem of burning natural gas EMD engine. ECI reduces the compression ratio of the engine from 14.5 to 12.8. Although the lower compression ratio usually leads to lower engine power efficiency with the ECI redesigned piston crown cylinder heads for the EMD 645 to minimize efficiency. Added auxiliary water cooling circuit with the turbocharger aftercooler reduced air charge temperature for the cylinder for the charge changes embedded with the converted dual fuel engine produce the fuel diesel rated to horsepower both dual fuel diesel power motor operated locomotive application. Although thermal efficiency dual fuel operation reduced several percent they obtained with the fuel diesel operation saving the use of the natural gas more compensated with the reduced efficiency usually produce significant fuel savings. Other being convenient method of initiating combustion with the dual fuel approach offers an advantage of backup fuel system natural gas in either non-available if the problem should arrive with the gas system. This is especially important considering with the Navy MUSE units occurrence of the hazard situation engine malfunction operating with a natural gas ECI dual fuel system controls the engine control unit. ECU automatically shuts off the natural gas supply online switches for the engine fuel diesel operation. Natural gas to ECI conversion is delivered to the cylinder at a low pressure of the 100 to 200 psi gauge involved the emission with a natural gas combustion chamber with the piston nearly bottom of travel the chamber mixtures and low with a high pressure injection of 3000 psi gauge entail with the force and gas already compressed air along with a pilot fuel near the top of the piston stroke with a major advantage low pressure injection system is used by the ECI improved safety of the material with the construction concern with the opportunity to use less exotic precision hardware required to handle inject lubricity natural gas at 3000 psi and avoid fuel energy penalty compression natural gas to 3000 psi greater than nitric oxide reduction greater nitric oxide reduction. High pressure injection system provides some of the advantage of the increased horsepower thermal efficiency with the result of the development of the approach that is not yet available. 3.3 engine operation sequence. Dual fuel operation EMD can be divided in 4 phases: exhaust, scavenging, air changing, gas emission, gas, air mixing, compression, air ignition, power, production. For these phases described below, illustrating piston position shown on figure 3.2. One piston on the bottom over the stroke, starting over the exhaust valves, open to the inlet air ports of the liner, uncovered to compressed air from the turbocharger is about 70 psi gauge force for the air box for the charm with each cylinder through the each cylinder into and through each cylinder, displacing exhaust gas for the previous power stroke out of the exhaust valve into the exhaust system. 2. Admission. Natural gas cylinders begin with a GIV with the opening after the cylinder with the recharge with the fresh air with the air after the exhaust valve with the close with the quantity of the fuel gas charge. Cylinders controlled with gas fuel control valve at the time operating with the gas GIV both with the control by the engine control unit. Discharge of the gas cylinder under pressure along with the air motion and stops with the recharging air provided with the fluid motion of the mixing with the fuel with the air charge of the upward movement of the piston further enhances the mixing compressed the air gas charge of the temperature of the ignition of the diesel pilot temperature. 3. Just prior to the arrival of the piston top dead center, small amount of the diesel pilot fuel with the spray of the cylinder with the diesel injector of the pilot fuel is ignited by hot gas and turns over the injection stroke of the natural gas air mixture with a now early homogeneous mix. 4. The fuel air mixture burns increase the temperature pressure of the cylinder driving the piston during the power stroke of the exhaust valve. Open-ended piston passes 106 degrees top dead center with the allow the exhaust gas to escape with the power assembly. Inlet ports open with 135 degrees to allow the charging air scavenging each exhaust gas to replace with the fresh air charged piston continues bottom dead center. The cycle repeats itself. 3-4 conversion kit components. The ECI conversion kit converts a standard EMD diesel engine to the dual fuel operation, replacing piston heads and adding gas handling, gas injection hardware installed, modified aftercoolers, other supporting hardware and instruments. 341 dual fuel head pistons. ECI dual fuel head is similar to the same with the EMD diesel fuel. The exemption is additional opening through the top of the directly accessible the combustion chamber. The opening is simple. The gas inlet valve piston head and modifications are made to ensure the proper gas air mixture to the lower of the compression ratio. The 12.9 shape of the top piston enhances swirl motion and promotes combustion gas to fuel. The idle engine runs at 100% with the diesel using the ECI developed low emission idle method alternates engine blocks to improve the efficiency reducing emissions. 342 gas inlet valves. Gas inlet valves is a microprocessor control with electrically actuated pneumatically driven pop-out valve. The gas inlet valve has advantage of the mechanically actuated valve that can be software tuned with the various engine speed with condition without changing the camshaft. The gas inlet valve with the modular components are that unit replaceable cylinder with the diesel engine and remain closed with the engines not running upon to get preserve the life of the reliability to prevent combustion and byproducts of the building up of the gas inlet valve stem. 343 pilot fuel control diesel injection. Standard usual fuel injection recalibrated pilot level slightly alters the fuel output of the fuel diesel throttle, although the full horsepower is still available to running the diesel engine when the converted engine starts. Idle of the diesel automatically begins with the gas operation after the engine reaches operating temperature preset at a speed of 880 RPMs. Engine loading at 300 kilowatts, shutting down with the diesel to gas operation transfer occurs with the engine loading at 55 kilowatts just prior to opening in the breaker at 50 kilowatts. The fuel injection system is designed to make it possible to run equally well full diesel or other natural gas. Pilot fuel control system employs electronic control mechanism that is attached to the governor fuel rack linkage. During gas operation, devices will override with the diesel governor, permitting only a small pilot quantity with the diesel injected into the cylinder of the diesel operation. The device relinquishes control of the governor, which provides conventional diesel operation. 344 low emission idle. Low emission idles runs with the engine 8 to 16 cylinder engines idle with additional load with the non-firing cylinders placed with the engine with the exhaust of the firing cylinders to the burn of the diesel fuel, completely producing fuel saving approximately 15%, significantly reducing unburned hydrocarbons and exhaust electro timing with the air control cabinet switching between the engine banks. Note that the current Navy unit does not include the option, but the Navy engine does not normally have the extended period idling. Option could be included, but however, if smoking and idling diesel fuel is being used, perceive it to be a problem. 345 electronic control unit patent engine control method purchase of the ECI partnership 1984 copyrighted software development. The electronic control unit controls critical engine function safety systems designed onto online switch engine fuel diesel operation event irregulating gas operation. It shows the cross section of EMD's EMD engine. Shows the air inlet exhaust scavenging, gas emissions, compression, pilot ignition, power cycle exhaust open, typical natural gas combustion chart, chapter 4 subsystem description installation procedures.